question that's asked all the time is about keeping the flowers fresh. How do you manage? And especially maybe somebody that's in an apartment, and we've even had students that had underfloor heating. So first of all, your fresh flower delivery comes direct from Holland to your whole door. Doesn't matter what part of Ireland you live in, top of Donegal, end of Kerry, the flowers will be delivered to you. And because they're coming direct from the grower, supplier, to you, they're not going through a middleman. Everything is going to be extremely fresh. So normally when your flower delivery comes, and it comes early in the evening, you may be able to treat and condition it. And it means then you can work on the flowers the following day if you want to. Or if you come late at night or in the middle of the night or early the next morning, you will have to treat and condition the flowers, and you may not work on them till later the following day or maybe the day after that. Remember me mentioning that the weekend of the flower delivery, we keep the bloom room open Saturday and Sunday, and the WhatsApp is open also Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to start making the flowers, you can. Now when you're on module 2, there will be some of the sympathy tributes where I need the flowers that little bit more open. Or maybe if we're using lilies in a particular display, I may want them lilies a little bit more open, but we'll advise you all that in the bloom room. But when it comes to working with flowers, it's nice to work with the flowers that they're really, really fresh. Because in a typical scenario, you're in a flower shop making the arrangement, you're sending it out to somebody, it's their birthday, and you want the recipient who receives the flowers, you want them to get the pleasure of watching all the flowers open. So I often say to the students, it's not really your entitlement to see the flowers opening, it's going to be the customer. But obviously we're in a situation where you're students and you're only learning, and obviously you're going to see the flowers. Though lots of people give the flowers away when they make them, do you know the way, or they may even be lucky enough to sell them. But that's why we ask that the arrangements for certification are made before the following Friday. So you basically get 7 days. So your flowers will come on Friday. You'll have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, up till the following Friday. And if you can get your 5 certificate pieces made during them 7 days, the flowers will be absolutely perfect. Now, sometimes of the year we get really, really warm weather. So normally I say store the flowers in that case in a darkened room, pull the curtains, open the windows, that way, and maybe if you have a fan or something, just to kind of keep the room, keep the air circulating. A lot of people store the flowers maybe in their bathroom. Some people might store them in a shed. But again, when we're in the bloom room, we can chat about this. Because at that stage, like the first day of the bloom room, we will know what the weather is like. Or definitely when the flower delivery comes, I will know, well, the weather is warm, it's cold, it's frosty, it's snow, or whatever it is. So again, I can give you lots of tips and lots of hints. For anybody that does happen to have underfloor heating, you'll need to put your buckets of water and your buckets of flowers up high, do you know that way? So maybe raised off the floor, because what will happen is the underfloor heating will actually start to heat the water, do you know the way, in the buckets, and that's not going to do the flowers, good at all. So it's better to keep the flowers that little bit cooler. People ask about sheds or garages. It depends on the time of year. So again, that's why I need to discuss it depending on what bloom room you're in and what time of the year it is, and also what program you're on. So don't worry about that too much. As I said, it'll all be covered in the bloom room.